Hi, I'm Tanesha.
And I'm Kiara.
And you're now entering the sister chat. Welcome to Main Event Mamas.
Woo woo!
Definitely did that better than the last one.
Thank you. And I'm so excited to be back with you guys this week because we have so much to unpack with wrestling. We missed you last week because I had thoughts. I have so many thoughts. Bailey came back. It was the highlight of my week, and I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about it.
I know, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because that was something we definitely talked about. So I apologize to you people. Well, we're going to give it to you now.
We are. But first, we're going to start and talk about the big stories of the week because, we're going to introduce a new segment, which is called The Streets Are Talking.
Ooh, I like that.
Yep. So we got a new segment, and we're going to talk about the stories that we're hearing all in the wrestling verse so we can come to you guys and speculate as well.
Oh, now we're going to
So, all right, let's start with this John Moxley lawsuit. Oh. So do you know about this one?
You kind of briefly talked to me about it, and what I heard didn't sound too good, and it sounds like he did it.
Well, thank you for your ruling, Judge. Well, John Moxley and AEW are both being sued by a former crew member for negligent civil assault battery. It sounds awful, but essentially what happened was, which we all saw if you were watching,
exactly, which when I said he did it.
We all saw there was a cage match that John Moxley was having, and I don't remember with who at the moment, but either way, he was having a cage match, and he came out the cage, and there was a crew member there. He was supposed to get the hammer from the crewman, who tend to work as like some kind of like worker who help assemble things, something like that. And so he was supposed to get this daggone hammer. Well, Moxley got the hammer, pushed dude down, or vice versa, pushed dude down and ended up with the hammer. And the guy went failing around. Like he just fell into the ground. And he's suing, saying that he had some shoulder damage, and some surgery and medical bills. And that also he was not treated well by AEW after the incident, and that he was demoted to being a carpenter. Yeah, like I said, doesn't sound great at all, as you mentioned. And it was reported on by Sports Illustrated, which is kind of a big deal. Wasn't like one of the dirt sheets was carrying this. So yeah, I am saying that maybe the inmates running the asylum rumors that we're hearing about AEW are problematic, to be clear, especially if you have a crew member who is now suing you for something we actually saw on television. So yeah, that's not great. So that's one situation, and I wouldn't want to be AEW right now, or John Moxley, because he's personally named in his lawsuit. However, hopefully Tony has enough money to, make things right for my guy, and this will go away. Because like he just said recently, AEW is having his best cable numbers ever. So we wanted to make sure that he continues to feed into the delusion. Enjoy the success that AEW is having as they continue to climb the ranks. All right. So
I was so weird. I was like, you're saying a lot. I'm like, the reason why we don't watch AEW is because of all the craziness that they do. And then on top of that, John should have had a spinal injury from what he did. Like, y'all put y'all.
Oh, you mean with the
but it's also like, I see it.
Spikes.
I'm surprised this is the first one and we haven't heard about any others, because the things that y'all do and the risks that y'all take, one, you have seasoned veterans coming in and they want to come back to the indie stuff, but you got new people who don't know what the hell they doing and don't know how to. This is why I don't watch it, because they don't be setting up correctly. The setup is too real and you still get it wrong. I don't understand.
It's fine. I'm not gonna say all that, except that yes, I don't watch AEW anymore. But
sorry, that was a rant. Sorry, my bad.
It was, but I get it. But I do, I know that it's an opportunity for a lot of people to make really good money and to entertain the audience that really loves it.
Is it worth it to get injured or get sued because you were too into the match?
Well, I didn't say it was the best use. They need to put guards in place. Like any organization, you have to put guards in place for these kind of things. Like, I thought usually they use a lot of like former wrestlers and stuff in their
Yeah,
segments. I
but
thought so. I assumed when he went flying when I was watching that match, because I was watching AEW at the time, before the assaults of Bryan Danielson, in which I was no longer able to watch after that. I can't watch attempted murder. I'm sorry. that was rough for me. So that was my line in the sand. But I still catch clips because I love Mercedes Money, and I am happy to always see her and some of the other women there, but depending on the story. So anyway, on to the next one, because that was,
Yep.
wish everybody well in that situation. All right, so I heard Carlito was talking on Busted Open, and he said he wanted to at least finish his angle with the Judgment Day before he got released. And I wanted to know what you thought about that, because it is weird, just him just disappearing in the midst of things.
I definitely feel he should have finished. I think we have to stop, especially I feel like they should be able to let the talent continue their contract. So let's say if it's over within the next month, you have enough time to wrap it up so he can say properly goodbye or wrap up his portion into the Judgment Day telenovela. Wow, can't say that word right now.
Telenovela.
Thank you, telenovela. Because he played a part in that. He was
he played an integral part.
You know, I had that word in my head. I just didn't want to mess it up, so I didn't want to say it out loud. Thank you. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
So yes, he should have had the opportunity to be able to finish. I think.
I agree.
It just it was also weird. Like, you got released knowing that you still probably had a month left.
Yes. Or I think he had 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know if it was a month. I think he might have had a couple weeks.
Either way, if my contract wasn't expiring right now in this moment, or even that, you kind of knew when my contract was expiring, you could have let me pro bono it out or finish my part earlier, not just drop me and now we just look like boo-boo the fools out here because no one else is giving extra, and now
we see the hole.
Yeah. And we're gonna talk about it later, because I'm trying to figure out, when did Roxanne actually get into the freaking house, because she was just hi.
I don't know,
but we'll talk about that later. We'll
get into that.
But ultimately, I think he should have been able to at least finish it out, or at least been able to give something to where it wasn't so awkwardly, especially now that we knew that you got released and now you're leaving. Now, granted,
right,
I do hate that Carlito or R-Truth or any other WWE superstar had to announce that they were leaving versus WWE announcing it.
Wishing them well in their future endeavors.
And everything like that. Or just, something. They shouldn't have had to announce it. Because now it's like, hey guys, y'all ain't gonna see me no more. Well, why?
I know, it makes
we
it
just saw you
more
yesterday.
sad.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it does make it more sad. I think I mentioned this before. I would like them to start working at like the way other TV shows do that have that, for instance, like soap operas that go on all year. And what they do is they let you, like, if there is a contract situation, they wrap up the story as much as possible, knowing what's going on with the contract. My thing is, at some point, you had to have known you were not planning on renewing my guy's contract, or that it was up for debate. So you could have figured out a way to write him out in a way that was similar to maybe what they did for Ricochet or other people who might have left the company. It felt really strange to see him and then not to see him, and then kind of miss his dynamic in the clubhouse with Raquel, being super annoyed with him at all given times. I was like, he could at least got his date if she dumped him, and maybe that he was too embarrassed to come back. I don't know. But I thought they could have did a better job. All right. SmackDown is moving back to 2 hours starting July 4th. Is that something you're excited about, or you going to miss the extra hour?
I think I'm going to miss the extra hour. I'd rather watch 3 hours of SmackDown than 3 hours of Raw.
Yeah, I'm going to miss the 3 hours because I have gotten used to it, and I feel like more people get to be seen.
And the storyline
not last
really,
week per se.
No,
but
I feel like they get
before.
to. Yeah, I feel like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I feel like,
no, you're fine.
Just to finish on your thought, I feel like that 3 hours, their storytelling was so much more in depth.
Yes,
it was more. It's something that kept us intrigued. Like, wait, Oh, he here. Oh, wait a minute now. What y'all about to
Yeah.
do? Hold on. Like, you know, so stuff like that, or even just like, I mean, I feel like the tag team, like everybody was getting their time to shine. And I feel like when it goes back to 2 hours, I don't know what that's going to look like.
Yeah. I've gotten used to it. And so I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I felt like they finally found that flow. Like the first couple months, it was weird. And we were like, oh, this is too long. But now I feel like everyone has finally figured out the flow of things. And I am going to miss that extra hour of seeing people and storylines. Like you said, the opportunities to have these extended promos that we wouldn't necessarily get. If you remember, like back in the day when Roman would have his promos, that would be a good portion of the show, and that was it. Like you would just be like, okay, well, we're done now, and on to the next. So I'm definitely gonna miss that 3 hours, especially that I've also noticed Raw has been ticking back a little bit too. Not as it's been like 2 hours and 20 minutes when I watch it on Netflix or less. So I'm wondering like less people are going to be seen and who that's going to affect, and I don't love that. And lastly,
Girl, tell me.
Vince McMahon tried to purchase bare knuckle fighting championship. Yeah, I know. This story, his new investment firm, I'm sorry, not just Vince McMahon by himself, was super interested in this particular organization. And the problem was ultimately that the owner didn't want to give up controlling interest, which makes sense. Like if that's your baby and you're not ready to let it go, respectfully, that makes sense. But it also makes you start to think like, clearly Vince has this itch to get back into promotion of something. So like, do you think since this didn't work out, something else will sooner or later? Is he going to be competing with WWE, or do you think or TKO, or I mean like, or both if he goes into boxing or something like that?
I don't think, I mean, I guess he could try to go into different avenues. I do think he should have the right to make his money however he seems fit. Do I think he needs to come back to WWE? No. But
I think that ship is sailed.
Yeah. But do I think he could create a monster of a wrestling show to compete against WWE? Yeah. Do you think people are going to watch it? Maybe not at first. Or maybe, yeah.
I think the novelty would be interesting. Yes. I think whatever he does, the buzz is going to make you want to watch it at least a little. Because it's not that he was bad at doing his job. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to remember, like, he helped. I mean, he is primarily responsible, him and his team, and obviously his family, for getting WWE to the place that it was, maybe even a couple years ago, which was big enough to launch itself into the stratosphere with this kind of change. And I honestly don't think that he had planned to be gone.
I don't think so either.
When he sold it, I think that one of his reasons for maybe selling it was hoping that if it was less, if it was private, then maybe he didn't have to adhere to a lot of the shareholder information. And then it's kind of gone back and forth since. But I mean, I would be curious because I do think there's a talent there that we can't deny. Now, I can't speak to all the rest of the things. I'm not going to. But I do think in this aspect, I am curious to see. And I do think that maybe so. I mean, I think some people really love what they do. And when it gets taken away from them, there's an opportunity to try again. So I could definitely see that happening. But I really hope they get some really strict rules in place to protect everybody from whatever could potentially be happening, if you know what I mean. All right, let's talk SmackDown. All right. Well,
that was a segment.
That was our segment. I hope you enjoyed it. It will continue. There is another story, but we're going to weave it back into this Raw information. So, on to SmackDown. So, we missed the episode where CM Punk and John Cena had that showdown, and they announced their match at Night of Champions. So, how are you feeling? Are you feeling about that? Are you excited about that? Like, let's start there.
I'm actually happy that for CM Punk, they kind of like changed his narrative. Not saying he's going to still like not mess with Seth or go after Paul. it was kind of good to see, like, okay, now we're going to kind of shift you here, even though we know he's not going to win. But we're going to shift you here because, you know what I've noticed? Hold on. I feel like I just went, you know what I noticed?
Okay.
Is that John is getting all the matches that he probably wants to finish with. Or maybe repeat matches that he's had to give that, like, this is our last run between me and you. That's how I'm sensing it. So
Yeah,
I'm actually excited for the match. I feel like it's going to be good, and I'm happy that CM Punk is actually, like, really wrestling and doing certain things. So remember when he first came, it wasn't like he came and he wasn't really wrestling and he'll come and pop up. And so I'm liking...
Yeah, he got 18 more dates, he want to remind you.
18 more days?
Yeah, 18 more dates to show up. I think he might have less than... Is it 18 now after SmackDown? I don't know. Anyway,
really
I think...
Wow, 18?
Yeah. Crazy, right? Yes.
Like
CM Punk said
started,
that on...
Didn't the year just start?
CM Punk told us. You don't remember? On SmackDown? He was... Anyway. I know. It's crazy to think it'll all be over soon. But, yes. 18 more days. So... But, yeah, I'm not excited, but I did appreciate the promo. I have to remind you that I was not
You're not
the
a
biggest
CM Punk fan, and you're not a John Cena fan. So this is neither one.
So, I mean,
you're like, it's what
but
it
I
is.
appreciated the promo between them. I definitely enjoyed the hell out of it on Saturday and was cackling with my popcorn. Like, it was too good. It was really good to hear CM Punk in his element outside of the Seth Rollins and the Paul Heymans.
That's what I was trying to say. Like,
it was nice to see that. Yeah. And then, of course, then Randy Orton came out and shared his plan. So it was an interesting start to SmackDown. Randy Orton came out and was like, I'm going to win this King of the Ring tournament. And then LA Knight came out and like, I'm going to win. And I was like, oh, we're doing this again. And then John Cena was like, deuces, because I can go back up here. This is the end of my appearance for this evening. Only to be attacked by Ron Killings. Which, well, I mean, that was fun to watch. That made me laugh. And they're going to have a rematch next week, or this week rather, on SmackDown. So I'm kind of psyched about that more than anything else. Other thing I want to mention, just sidebar here, the reason why Night of Champions is one of those things I don't get. That particular PLE, it's in Saudi, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. And the audience is usually super hot, which is fun. But last year, the two champions won the championships again. So it was kind of like, now you're a double champion for a championship that stays in Saudi. And you get to walk around with a ring. Like, it just didn't feel, I don't really love, it feels like a glorified, like, mega show, but not quite a PLE, if that makes sense. So that's why I was like, I mean, I'm not super excited about it, except that it's the week after Saturday. So it's, soon. Before the end of the month, which I don't know why I didn't quite plan for that. So other than that, I thought that whole opening segment was pretty fun. Enjoyed the quadruple threat match too that came after with LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes, Aleister Black, and of course Randy Orton, who took the win. I like the idea of Randy Orton in this tournament. I love tournaments. I think it's a lot of fun to watch people kind of bounce off each other in a way you don't normally get to see them. It was nice to see Carmelo in a match with LA Knight and Randy Orton, because I feel like Carmelo's been bouncing between some of these opponents over and over again. I thought he would win, though. So I was a little shocked that we're still on the fence about where he can go next. And he's one of those people that I am worried about with SmackDown going back to 2 hours. Even though he's been, featured a lot, that is my concern. Is that when SmackDown goes back 2 hours, somebody's getting cut, and I hope it's not Carmelo. Or that he makes his way to Raw. It's apparently his open door policy here. Everybody's going and coming. You know what I mean? I don't know. All right. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I definitely was going to say it's good. I like the tournaments with the fact that they have people that we wouldn't normally see match up. So that was actually fun to see. And of course, I love when Randy does RKOs out of nowhere.
Me too.
So when he did it to Carmelo, I knew Carmelo was sick. He was like, wait a minute. And it was like, well, You snooze, you lose, Sue.
Yes.
You always pay attention, observe everywhere, especially when I'm here.
Kind of
You need
observe.
to observe. I am a Viper. I strike at any time. He wasn't ready for the strike. I was just like, you should have been ready. I don't know why.
He should have.
I don't know why you thought you were. I get why you thought you were, but I don't.
He wasn't ready.
No.
He wasn't ready.
I mean, granted, I do hate that Bronson Reed and what's his name right now? That
Braun Breaker.
Thank you, because I was about to call him Braun Strowman, and I was like, that is not his name.
It's because there's a Braun and a Bronson. I've been doing it too.
And
I was like,
I did not like that they interfered with the match.
Me either.
With LA Knight, and I was just like, what was your purpose? Is it because all the junk he was talking to? Like, I think I get it, but I feel like Roman, wow. I feel like Seth is just doing a little
Freudian
too
slip
much
there.
for no reason. Like, you already got the money in the bank. Neither one of these people have the title. So I'm not understanding what you doing.
Fair.
I don't get it.
I feel like that's fair.
I don't get it. Like, you're interfering. You're trying to make things because they said something, because they spoke up. Now you're becoming a bully. I don't think that's cool.
I don't think it's cool either. Even though I love me some Seth, I don't mind. Loved his little outfit. All right, so then we're gonna talk about the Jade Cargill, Piper Niven, Nia Jackson, and Michin match, which I thought was great. I know you're not the biggest fan of Jade, but I feel like she just gets better every week. I thought this match was just a great showcase for all of them. Michin in particular seemed to be really highlighted. Again, she's someone else who I worry about for that 2-hour situation. I feel like we won't get to see enough of her, and that'll make me sad. But it was also just great seeing more women on SmackDown in prevalent places. I do think that they could take some of the writing from NXT, and I'll get into that a little later about how to present their women a little bit better in a tournament format. But I thought this was a great match. It was a good showing for Jade. It was great to see that she was, winning. However, I don't understand where it's going yet. And Tiffany, God help Tiffany. Feels like she ain't got nothing to do right now, which is a little upsetting, to be honest. She shows up, she stands in the ring. That's what she does these days. I was like, are we wrestling or? Again, that's my biggest complaint. I would like to see my champions be a little bit more active. But okay, any other thoughts on this match? Because again, like I said, I thought Michin was the star, despite Jade winning.
So that's what I was gonna say. Even though, yes, fine, Jade may be getting better a little bit every week. Okay,
she does.
I don't think she should have got it though. Like, they're pushing the wrong people.
I would have liked to see Michin.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. You're pushing the wrong people. So this is going to go back to my story of you pushing the wrong people. I'm not saying Jade didn't come with her own little star power from AEW, but the reason why she had that star power is because she had no one to really compete against. No one to really be like, So, of course, her star power is going to be different because she didn't have that competition. So to put her in there, yes, I'm saying give her a little bit more opportunities, but I'm not saying that I don't think she should have won that to get there. I think Michin, we're overlooking her. She's someone who's getting overlooked, which is crazy because she's super talented. And in that match, like, she is super talented. She was holding that match together, how I look at it. Like, she was the butter. She was the butter. She was sticking to everything was hitting, and she should have won. I don't think Jay should have won. I don't think, like, there is something for her, but I don't think that's it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm like, I still feel like, I know Bianca is not back, and maybe they are just trying to figure out what to do with her until Bianca comes back. But I don't know if that was a good spot. I feel like, again, why does she need to be in this Queen of the Ring tournament, right? Question mark. I feel like Michin she's been such a great workhorse. She's been showing out every week, even her tag team with
BFAB.
Thank you, BFAB. I was gonna say fabulous because I'm backwards right now. BFAB is starting to kind of. I like, they had like a picture that said like Rush Hour last week that I was like, I could see this being a great tag team. But I also I wanted to see her more. I don't feel like she's featured as much as I would like. All right, so let's talk about this Charlotte, Candice LeRae, Alba Fire, and Alexa Bliss match, because that one was also really good.
That was good.
And it was impressive to see. I love seeing Alexa Bliss back. I mean, I love seeing the energy she brings to the ring. Alba Fire is extremely underrated. She was really good, and then they seem to have lost what was great about her. I feel like she was doing well in NXT. She had been doing great overseas in NXT, like I think it was UK or whatnot. And then they brought her in, and she got lost in the mix, and now she's part of her service, which, I mean, I'm glad she still has a job and that she's there, but I also want to dig more into her initial character was just so cool, and they just dropped it. It feels like they didn't know what to do with her. And maybe creative doesn't know what to do with her. I'm also going to argue about Candice LeRae. She's also notoriously great, but they don't know what to do with her. So now she's almost like a mascot for DIY. Like, what? What's happening? What are you doing? But beyond that, this budding rivalry between Charlotte and Alexa is a little fun to watch. It's a little fun.
Listen. I like that they're giving something else to Charlotte.
Yes.
Other than just going after Becky, or other than just going after whoever else, like the top people
Tiffany.
are. Tiffany.
Going back to
Tiff. And actually getting her away from the title match right now. I'm happy that they are actually letting her, let's get you back in the groove. Let's get you back out here. Let's get you to do other things. And I like the fact that Alexa has been playing a role in that. Like, let me talk to you. Remember a couple weeks? Let me talk to you. Come.
And they've been dripping along. Yeah.
And then her saying her little slide comments, and Charlotte's like, really? That's what we're doing right now? For real?
All right. But Charlotte started it. Like, I don't need you, girl.
That's true.
What?
She did start it. So now she's like, okay, well, if you don't need me, well,
then you really don't need me. You know
but how they ended the match.
That was great.
Listen. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking, I'm like, because at first I was confused. I was like, wait, technically, did both of y'all win? And then I had to rewind it and I went, girl, your person never tapped out. So you didn't win nothing. So technically,
Alba held tight. She was like, I'm not going to tap out.
Technically, this was all fair because it was y'all weren't partners. It wasn't a tag team thing. It was one for all and all for one. And she was like, well, I don't think she's going to tap. But let me do my thing and see what happens. And the ref was looking like she not putting her out. Oh, wait. And well, I'm going to count you because, the other one, she ain't doing nothing. 1, 2, 3. And it was like when Charlotte got up and she went.
She was mad.
What the hell?
You could see the smoke coming out her ears.
And the smoke coming off top of her head. And you're just like, and you see the steam coming out her nose. And it was just like, and Alexa just looked at her like, well,
stuff happens.
Things happen, and it ain't my fault because she ain't tapped.
That's right.
I don't know what you want to tell
you. It was fun. That was a good ending, and I can't wait to see what happens with them now.
Now, see, that's good storytelling of two females having it out, other than trying to go for the championship, other than trying to that's a good
yeah, it's just I don't like you.
Good rivalry,
or you didn't treat me right, and so I don't really like you right now, and so there's something there that kind of brings you to the table of, oh, you don't like me? Then we're about to build some stuff, and me and you gonna have this blood feud, which I like. I like that. All right, so let's talk Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Andrade. And these King of the Ring matches were really good. Not gonna lie. That was another one that I was like, woof. Well,
once again, there's other people that we're not gonna see together. So that was good to see different styles and different techniques and different,
matchups. Yeah, absolutely. It was great to see Cody and have him work with Andrade. Andrade, is very also underrated because the man is amazing. I know we see him a lot and we kept seeing him with the Carmelo Hayes and the Sevens and the whatevers of it all, but he's also just incredible as a worker, as an athlete, and he's just incredibly talented. And it was a nice mashup to me. I enjoyed the hell out of watching Cody and Damian and Shinsuke and Andrade just fight it out for this. And of course Cody won because, duh. that was not up for debate. But any one of them could have won and it would have made sense. But obviously Cody, He's trying to get his way back into the title picture. And I think watching him chase it is more fun than him being with the title. I hate to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But excuse me.
Oh.
That's my thought. I'm sorry. I'm doing that again. I'm yawning. All right. So then we had the Motor City Machine Guns and Wyatt 6. And again, I'm not going in any particular order. So this was special. That little back segment in the back where poor poor Nick Aldis, general manager, is like in the middle of the tag teams going cuckoo, and he's like, oh yeah, y'all need to all go after whoever. And it's funny each week watching like the Street Profits be like, yeah, y'all got it. And that was kind of awesome. Plus the Wyatt 6 are just, I mean, oof, I don't want to face them. And so every week that they have that segment, I'm just like, I'm scared. I don't want to be here. Don't let it be me. Couldn't be me. So I just definitely think that they made their impact. They did what they needed to do. And it was fun watching Motor City Machine Guns play into it, because how could you compete with that? I don't know. Have no idea.
I love the Y6.
I mean, I can't. I love it. I'm glad to see them on my screen again, finally. And I kind of want them to continue to stay there. And then lastly, the Bloodline Implosionistas.
Our Jacob
situation. Jacob is just so hella enjoyable. You know what I mean? His energy, his excitement. You can just feel like he's a good dude. And I don't know why you can feel that from the screen, but it's just, you can feel it from the screen. He is just captivating and interesting. And I was really happy. Obviously, I had Money in the Bank where he was like, deuces, Solo. But clearly, Solo had some thoughts. This week.
I need Solo to stop thinking he's a mob boss. Okay. Talking about, I brought you in here, I'll take you out. Sir, like you ain't his father. So right. And you keep still taking credit. I'm the one who brought you here, which means I'm the one who got you the championship. And I'm like, okay, you can bring somebody somewhere. That doesn't mean that you actually got them the thing. Like
Amen.
He fought by himself.
That's
and
right.
won that championship alone. Now, how we know? Because we watched it. And you want to also, like, he won that by himself. And then on top of that, like, you're trying so hard to be Roman.
We miss Roman. Anytime you want to make your appearance.
That'd be great. He's trying too hard.
Yes.
And I'm not going to lie. After seeing Solo go, wait, what? Now I'm confused. I'm like, why are you confused, Nick, bro? You already told him you hate him. Don't be telling him you love him. Because he's like, I want to hear you tell me I love you, Solo. Sir, you need to love yourself. Stop worrying about somebody loving you. You sound crazy. I want you to tell me. And then you got JC Mateo back there looking like some Patrick Swayze wannabe.
What? Not Patrick Swayze.
Well, I mean, some, because he had his hair. He did not look like no damn JC Mateo back there. He was just there, and his hair was also. I'm like, sir, y'all not Italian. Number one, this is not mob bosses of Samoa. You start trying to make it a mob boss of Samoa, and then you want to sit here and use Solo's line to him, and then Solo's just looking at you like. Now, granted, if you were in my face, I probably would have punched you in your throat.
Right.
But now you're like, I'm going to take you. He's like, now granted, yes, he has some good points. I brought you into the fold when nobody really wanted to deal with you. Because I remember when Jay said it, like, you brought Jacob and we kept him away for a reason. Like, I remember all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But.
And however,
once again, I'm going to go back to what I just said. Just because you brought me here does not mean my success is your success. Did you help me? Like, yes. But once I realized the explosion of what this was, and it really was not the truth in the matter. And I'm starting to see how people are trickling in the things you were saying and how you're moving. I don't know. I really want to get down with you. Like, you could still be my cousin. You still could be my bro. That don't mean we got to ride everywhere together every time. I like, if you really need me for sure, yeah, I'm gonna be there because he was there. You need me for sure. But then it clicked. You get on my damn nerves. I can't stand you right now. I only came out here because I wanted to even the score. Now, fuck you.
Okay, well, that's strong and probably true. So
I'm off my soapbox. I'm sorry.
I get it. I get it, and I'm not mad at you because what in the... Yeah, I'm looking forward till Friday to see what happens next because we already know I love to kick your ass maybe Solo. Like, I don't think it's gonna go the way Solo is hoping.
Like, you're not Roman. Roman can sit here and talk all this junk and then make them go, oh, okay, I'll get my life together. All right. You thought he was gonna get his life together after that? No, I wasn't gonna get my life together after that. You better be happy and cuss your ass out on camera.
And he didn't get Jimmy back. Jimmy was like, I don't know why you're like delusional. I'm gone. So I don't
Stay in the island of delusion.
It was nice to see Jimmy also, even though he was in the back this week chilling. And
he probably should.
And
he's been doing a lot.
And then Cena was like, you need to talk to Truth. I'm like, what? What's going on? All right, so let's move on to Raw because I have thoughts, so many. And we're gonna start off with my soapbox because Goldberg versus Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event. What the hell is this? No one asked for this. No, I mean, if I was thinking about going, I definitely ain't going now. Gunther and Goldberg, who hasn't had a match in like
over a
didn't
year.
He get hurt the last time he was in the ring?
Yeah.
Like the last time my guy was in the ring, didn't he get hurt?
I believe so.
So why are we gonna do this to him? I guess this is his farewell match, but I thought we was done saying goodbye. I don't feel like we needed to continue this prolonged goodbye of it all. Like, you have done great things. You've made history. Bye-bye now. Like, I just don't know why. I am the least excited about this. I think this is the only time I'm like, Gunther! I could care 2Fs. I don't feel like the story makes sense. I feel like he walked in out of nowhere and got a title match, which explains why Jay dropped the title, I guess. But also, it's stupid. It's still stupid. And I don't get it. And there's no storyline reason it makes sense. And I could give 2Fs. How this plays out, it better play out with Gunther continuing to keep his title. But we all know this going into it. Like, what is this foolishness? Were you just trying to sell tickets for Atlanta? You could tell us. Because when we went to look at tickets, it made sense why Saturday Night Main Event costs way more than Evolution. And probably because of this nonsense. I don't want to pay the extra. So I definitely will be watching this on replay, at home, on TiVo, or on demand. Because I have zero desire to be live and in person to watch this nonsense. What Gunther say? I got 36 seconds. Or that's about how long this better last. I don't care. I don't want to see it. It makes no sense. Okay, now I'm done.
So I'm agreeing with you that kind of makes no sense, but I think that Goldberg's gonna win just so Seth can get it. I feel like this is the easiest way for Seth to get it.
The easiest way for Seth to get it?
Yes. Come on now. You really think he's gonna cash in on Gunther? Please. Even if Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman, no, Braun Breaker. Oh my God. Braun and Braun.
Other Braun, spelled differently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even with them, if it's not, I mean, I guess he can win if it's a disqualification match too, right? It doesn't matter. You can cash in at any point. But I just don't think he's going to go after Gunther because Gunther is calling him out. So since you said I'm a target, let's go. I'm ready. What you doing?
I mean, that would be smart.
I mean, but I think it's going to be
I would pay for that.
Right.
I would pay for the cash in.
But I think it will make better sense for someone who come out of left field. I think they're going to make him win. Get him the win. Because listen, the reason why I say that is because I think the last match when he won the title, who he beat? Brock Lesnar? That was like the most craziest match. I was like, how did you wait? When did you beat him?
Oh, yes. I remember that.
That was like the quickest match? That was he dazed Brock? It was like, oh.
He sprinkled and it was done. And he still got hurt.
He still got hurt. But I just think that would probably, if they're trying to give it to Seth sooner, I just think that would make the better sense.
Okay, I would pay for that. All right, then. So,
sorry.
You're fine because I'm also tired. All right, so sad news this time. Liv's injury, they're saying the streets are talking. I didn't want to put this in the streets are talking segment because it seemed more appropriate here. That she's going to be 6 months on the shelf after that shoulder injury she has going on, which is super sad. Oh my God. Like, this girl was hitting a hot streak, and she's been on the hot streak ever since she got back from her last injury. So I am a little heartbroken for her, a little bit, that she got hurt, and that we wish her well on her journey and that she will come back stronger than ever. Unfortunately, 6 months or so from now.
I mean, the fact to know that this really wasn't a work, to actually see that it actually happened for real, is like, okay, that sucks. However, this is too similar to what happened and how she got Dominic.
From Rhea?
Yeah. Too similar.
That's fair.
And the fact that Miss Roxanne Perez,
this is her moment,
has been hanging out in the clubhouse a lot. And that is, I feel like that's the window where they're going to try to use it. But I do know they better vacate those titles.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if they don't vacate those titles, we're going to have a problem. Because you already know she injured. Like, for real. Like, this is not like a play work. Like, we know she injured for real, and I'm sorry that we will have to strip her titles, but that's what ends up happening when they actually really get hurt. The titles get stripped. And then when you get better, you can either go back after the title, or you don't go back after the title. So I expect those to be stripped. I do not expect it to now go to Roxanne and Raquel.
That would be a terrible match. Them two don't like each other. But it would be great if Liv lost all her people and Roxanne and Raquel ended up homies.
Wait, that's weird.
You know. So I don't know. I feel like that was it's going to be weird, but I agree with you. They absolutely have to vacate those titles. But
I mean, like I said, it sucks that she's injured, and this is how we're getting it done. It sucks. However,
yes, it needs to happen. All right, so let's talk Bayley, Becky, because Bayley's back. Bayley's back. I could do a whole dance, but I'm not. I'm going to control myself. I'm going to hold it in my heart because the joy I felt that I didn't get to express last week. I am so happy to see Bayley back. You look good, girl. We missed you. I'm glad you beat Becky's ass, even though I like Becky. You know, that's true. But I'm glad you came for Becky and you was like standing on business. I am a legend. I have a legacy, and I love that energy, and I just can't wait to see it unfold. I think they had a tiny bit of feud a while back before it was dropped, so I really want to see them dig in here and move on, because I think that it's bound to be a lot of fun to watch for sure. And then what's going on with Lyra and Bayley, because there seemed to be some awkward energy there.
Awkward or confusion, especially when Lyra was coming down to the ring and was like, I'm going to get you. And Becky comes to attack, and when you do the thing, she's looking like, what? Where did you come from? And it's like, girl, were you in delusional? Were you in the Lululand when she admitted that she was the one who injured Bayley, which and she was the one who said, put me in? Were you in delusional land? Did you forget that tidbit? Because I'm going like, why are you acting so awkwardly that she's here? What you feeling sad about? You think that Bayley thinks that you were a part of it? She know this was Becky. Becky didn't say nothing about you. This ain't a Bianca, Naomi, and Jade story. This is a clear cut. It was me who did it. I was trying to get in here. I fit in where I fit in, and this is what it is. Versus Jade and Bianca and Naomi got like we're best friends and
confusion.
And I don't, but you did it. But what you mean? Not like. So I'm trying to understand why Lyra looks confused and why she's bringing this. Yes, Lyra.
Yep, Lyra.
Yep. I'm probably still gonna say Laura. Anyway, so No disrespect. It's just my accent and how I say certain letters. Anyway, I just feel like I don't know why it's so awkward. Just say, I'm so happy that you're back. I definitely want to win the titles with you. How can I help you? What can I do to assist you? Cause I'm mad at her too. And then y'all go in the corner and start talking and plotting and planning and scheming. I don't know why we act like, you can't go over there in the corner and start plotting and scheming. Now you're going to get mad. I mean, granted, I'm happy that she getting that title. International. Listen, first off, when Becky was like, try to fake punch her or hit her, and then when Bailey was like, bop, and she was like,
oh yeah, she hit her hard. I
saw that. That was like, oh no, you not. That was the reflex, cause you. That was the reflex. Like, oh, you gonna hit me? I'm gonna hit you back.
She said from training. She said she ain't here to sleep. No,
don't sleep on me.
Here to take you out.
And then as Becky walking back, she goes, I was just trying to fix your hair. That was so rude. I'm like, girl, you in delusional land with your man too. Y'all all up in delusional land. The only person who's not delusional is y'all daughter, who knows who she should be going for. Anyway, that's my soapbox. I'm done because I can go on. I can go on a rant. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's real. That's real. All right.
I'm just saying.
I agree with you. All right, my next thought is about Karrion Kross. Okay, I need a moment here.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you.
So, Karrion and Sammy, where the hell is this going? We have seen this interaction for months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back to when Seth was like talking junk and trying to get Sammy to go to SmackDown. And it's been going on every week. Karrion Kross is slightly antagonizing Sammy. And Sammy finally is like, you know what? When I'm done, I'm going to beat your ass. And I was like, finally, which is the same thing that Karrion Kross said. And I was like, so y'all just got him lurking in the back like a lurker. He just in the back, lurking. Just for Sammy in particular? Like, what? Do better with his story, because I feel like he has so much to bring to the table. We haven't even seen Scarlett. Where's she at? What's she doing? Every time we see them, they on a corner somewhere, just perched up, probably eating catering. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing with this great talent that you guys have? I'm just going to be in the back waiting for Sammy to come back for me to talk junk to him. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Can't he attack somebody? Do something? Could he attack AJ? What happened there? I mean, I love AJ. That's another piece I wanted to say. AJ looked great. He looked great on Raw. And I thought to myself, this is why we love AJ Styles. But like I'm saying, Karrion, it's just sitting in the back. Just all that greatness in the package. Just sitting in the back. Lurking on the wall for what reason I can't understand. It makes zero sense. And I want to know where it's going urgently, because I don't have any more time to waste on this sidebar situation. Can he call him out? Can he come to the ring and just call out Sammy? Can we do that? Can we move on? Because I want to see more Karrion Kross, and I want him to be in more people's orbit, and I want to see him out there doing things. Why isn't he in the King of the Ring tournament?
I don't know. That's a good question. I did see where he had a match on main event or whatever. No, not the main event. Yeah, main event. Whatever is like the little pre-show before SmackDown. They had that, and from the clip I saw, he was amazing. And it was like, why is he not on the main roster? Like, why is he not actually having a fight or a match
on TV?
And why is it off the thing? Because he should be. Yes, there has to be a point to his storyline. Like, it has to be where Sam was like, I'm tired of you sitting here talking junk in my ear. Okay, it's time to rumble, because you don't know what you're talking about.
He said it finally this week. I was like, we just gonna keep letting him talk to you,
right?
I would have punched him by now, or something.
I don't know.
All right, so let's talk Asuka, okay? Because my girl looks amazing after 13 months. Like,
she definitely
was
didn't
so
have
happy
no
to see
ring
her.
breasts.
No, I was so happy to have her back. I didn't realize how much I missed Asuka until she came back in with that awesome mask. Okay, I recorded the screen because I was like, I need to see that again. Like, I just need to continue. So if you see that before this clip, that's because I did it. Because that's the way that I loved that mask. I loved the energy she had, and she deserved that win by far. With that 4-way with La Primera, who, you know, is one of my favorites, Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile, who is stepping. Ivy, by the way, is starting to become the Zoe Stark of her matches, like someone who is just like technically great and a great person to be in a match with. She's starting to shine on her own too. Great to see her getting these opportunities and not just hanging out in the back with the Alpha American, whatever they're called. America something. I don't know what they're called. Whatever. The one where Grande Americano pretends that he doesn't belong to that group. Whoever that is. But she looked great. She looked great. The match was fantastic. And it was a blast to watch. Unfortunately, Raquel couldn't get the job done, so Liv was a little pissed at her. She was a little pissed. But
I mean, payback's a bitch, I'm just saying.
I mean, right? I was like, probably don't piss off Rhea.
But Karma comes when it's least expected.
That's right. It brought me back to when Raquel and Rhea had their little match back and forth at NXT. That was great. I just want to talk a little bit about Raquel's character, though. Is she supposed to be the Diesel of the group? That's what's going on with the, like, long one piece and the glasses. I was confused as to what her character was. In my notes, I wrote, who is Raquel again? Like, remember she was all shiny and happy, and then she came back as Liv's bodyguard, so I'm guessing she's channeling Diesel, like Diesel was to Shawn Michaels. But I don't know if I get it or like it. I'm a little bit on the fence here about this. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but...
Well, she's going to figure it out soon because now Liv ain't here. So she got to figure that part out.
That's right. So maybe she goes back to being have more life to her than just... I liked her playing off of Carlito, though. And yes. I felt like... And watching her play off Roxanne is great, too. Because you see a little bit more of that fire. Which is why I'm like, who are you exactly? Because Diesel didn't do none of that. He wasn't talking. He was just there. And I was like, if you're on your own, why are you just there and not talk? I just need some clarity on who her character is going to be. That's how I feel about that. And then we'll wrap up with Jey versus Sheamus and Bronson Reed and Rusev. And I immediately thought Jey is in the land of the giants.
He is. He was.
I was like, my guy is out
bruised
there.
Ribs. That man.
Right?
That man.
I was like, my guy, are you okay? What's happening? I was so worried about him when I saw the match lineup.
I mean,
I'm like, this ain't right.
It ain't right. But at the same time, he rose to the challenge. Yes, he did get some help, but I understand. Payback, like we said, payback's a bitch and karma comes when you least expect it. So all LA Knight was doing. LA Knight? Yeah, I put it together. LA Knight was doing was just to return the favor that Bronson Reed decided to, give.
Interrupt his situation. That's fair.
Didn't ask for it. So, he just figured he'll just help you out. And I think that was also good to watch that Jey beat him.
Yeah.
That was good. And I'm not saying Rusev was amazing. I mean, listen, I think the leaner Rusev is definitely someone to mess with and deal with. I
want him to get a real story.
I think they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to really figure out where he is and where he goes. A part of me kind of wants them to bring Lana back. Let him have her back. But maybe it not be that particular what it was in the beginning. Maybe it just be a different type of Rusev and Lana situation.
I could see them facing off against Karrion, Kross, and Scarlett.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a good thing because, I mean...
So if y'all take anything, take that. Please. Please take that. I could see... that would be fun because Scarlett's a wrestler too, right? So... I could definitely see them gearing. I would love that. I think that's a way to get both of them some TV time and also like tell a story. Like, I don't know what they're fighting about, but who cares? Like, at the end of the day, like maybe, Rusev and Karrion Kross, or Karrion Kross tries to step to Rusev like he was stepping to everybody else in the back. And Rusev takes some kind of offense to it. And he's like, I'm done. And he just punches him in the face or something. I know we're talking about Sammy for Karrion Kross, but I do think there's some natural things that we could see with Rusev and maybe Lana and Scarlett and Karrion Kross. That could be a big story.
I mean, that could be a big one. Definitely too. They could bring back a Andrade with Zelina. They were really good.
They could pair them
back up. But you know what I just thought about? What they should bring back, which was fun? Mismatch Tag Team Challenge.
I know. We haven't done any of those.
Because I feel like that's where you can also get your pairs to showcase what they do. Yes, it was kind of like a playful thing, but it was still, that was a good, like we saw matches. I remember Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. Now that, you know, when they did the thing and she won her shoulder, that was like, whoa, you were like 11, 12 feet tall. I don't think that was supposed.
And they keep replaying the one with Jimmy and Naomi and AJ Styles.
Yes, and he was like, get off my woman. He's like, I didn't even touch it.
Yes, I've seen this one like 13 times and I did not watch it during that time. I was like, how many times I keep seeing this?
I used to watch. That would be my thing. I love watching mismatched tag team, and I thought they was going to continue doing it. But that's something too where we can start developing more different tag teams. If you're really trying to make it more of a family show, and you have your wives with you, and if they could be your valet, they could be the wrestlers, they could like even like DUI and
Candice,
because I definitely was about to call her Lena, and I don't know why.
I know you said Lena. I don't know who that was either.
I did say it. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, but like, you know, stuff like that, like having them, I think that could be another way. But I digress off of what we were talking about. But yeah, it just popped in my head.
No, I think that, I mean, ultimately, like I said, that match was awesome. I love that Jey went over. Apparently, there's going to be a Jey and Cody like semifinal situation.
But that friendship at that time, y'all gonna. I expect them to have the A game. I expect them to go blow for blow and whatever, and still at the end be like, "Yeah, my brother," or whatever. Keep it moving. Like whoever wins, I think they're going to be excited for whoever wins. It's not going to be like a bad thing, unless this is the time where Cody turns heel.
Nah, we're not there yet.
See. All right.
We're not there yet. All right, let's talk NXT quickly. Let's go through NXT. So, I mean, there's quite a things to cover here with NXT.
Can I start?
Yes.
Miss Parker.
Yes.
Their match. I watched it, so that's why I'm like, let me start.
Yes,
I watched that match. And I am actually impressed with both of their talent. Mm-hmm. I knew I was expecting Miss Parker to be like, yeah. But Thea, she was giving it to her too. Blow for blow for blow. Now, technically, Thea won.
Yes.
But,
however,
Miss Parker hit her with the hit you with my little thigh. Bam. And when I say she hit her and watch her go, I was like, I know you had to know she was coming, but that was a real, your head hit the bounce off the thing. And I was like, oh, poor child. But Jada was very strategic in how she tapped out. Because even when they replayed it, you kind of see Jada kind of like look to see where the ref is. Mm-hmm. And then go, let me move my hand down just a little bit. Because her hand was up and you saw her go like, and then she went, wait, let me hit it on the thigh, because then I know you really can't see it. Tap, 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 tap. Now, granted, that was a great psychological warfare that she played on Thea.
Okay.
Because then Thea's like, yes, I won.
It was great.
And the ref was like, no, you didn't.
That was funny.
She's like,
I was like, how did the ref not see it? But I realized she tapped on the other side where the ref wasn't at.
But she also made sure her hand went down. Because if you look at it, replay it again, watch her eyes. Because her eyes like, and then she's like, where is he? Because she goes, you see her up here, like, okay, I'm going to tap. And then she looked, she's like, okay, I can get away with it. Put her down. Pop, pop, pop.
Again, what do I say? Think smarter. Don't work harder. Think smarter.
But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. From hearing and looking at certain promos, and from me, like even seeing clips, Miss Parker definitely was overlooked, and she should have definitely had got that championship. Because I'm not saying JC is not good. Because I mean, when I watch her match, she's good. But I understand too. It's like, why you? Like you,
okay, now
like it would have made so much sense for Miss Parker to be there and to get the title But I guess maybe with them doing that, maybe they knew if they give Miss Parker the title, they were going to probably let her have it for a while. So maybe it didn't make sense. And hopefully at Evolution, I feel like she's going to make it all the way through. So hopefully at Evolution, well, no, she is. So at Evolution, I'm hoping and praying, and I believe that she will become the number one contender.
I would love to see that.
Because I don't think Lash Legend should be either. Sorry, I kind of like jumped the gun on that one.
No, you did jump a little, but I don't disagree. I really think, first of all, I agree like with that idea. I think I'm starting to get the understanding of why they picked JC though.
Okay.
Because in watching it again this week, she had a promo where she talked about how everybody's coming out the woodwork.
Yes,
for
I
her.
saw that.
And I was like, and I started thinking about like the promo about the beatable champion and all this and all that. And I thought, you know what? That actually makes sense now. So if they pick JC, then you have this like person who won by cheating, who doesn't seem to be really as threatening as somebody. Like Jada Parker, she always picking a fight with somebody. So, I mean, yeah, she would be threatening. But JC, she has her crew, but I really feel like it opens up the competition more with her being champion than if Jada was champion.
Okay.
I mean, like, I wasn't pleased, but now after a couple weeks, I kind of get it with the way that they're positioning everybody else. And then the women, that is a deep bench of talent, okay? Like, watching the Kalani Jordan and Lash Legend match, watching Jordan Grace and Lola Vice, watching Izzy Dane and Zarya, like, whoa. I was just like, there's so much there that just lives there that now I'm kind of starting to see your point about bringing Jade back down, because I feel like this is a good opportunity for her too to cut her teeth with some of the other people. While she could have been down there while we're waiting for Bianca to come back. You know what I mean? Like that would have been an opportunity for her to just mix it up with them and pick up some more skills, because she's getting better and better each week. Why not put her in the mix on a Tuesday with those people? And then, you know, Blake Monroe appeared with her weird ass cartoon. It's a weird ass cartoon. I'm just saying that. Like, what kind of cartoon situation?
I don't want to offend anyone.
Okay.
I actually don't
care. But
the
glamour has arrived.
I don't care. If I offend you, I'm sorry. But not sorry?
But not. Yeah.
That gave me, I'm a rich white woman. And I'm here. And you're going to, like, watch me. And I'm from the Valley. And... you know, I'm just here and I'm pretty. See? And it was...
that's because you haven't seen her yet.
Yeah.
Her wrestle.
Okay, fine. I haven't seen her wrestle, but that's still not the energy. That's the energy she's still giving off. Even when she came with, like, I have arrived. And you're like, okay, bitch, you pretty.
Also her wanting to sell her bath water. That's crazy work. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that. Yeah. Yes. It's a thing that certain people do. Like, it's crazy, but it happens. Don't look at me. I'm not the one who did it.
Like I said,
I'm just telling you.
White women energy. Sorry, but not sorry.
But I also want to point out here, I get it. I did think it was cool watching her go through that table with Fatal.
I mean, yeah.
Influence, even though that faction still feels like a fail to me. It does. I don't feel like with Toxic Attraction, that felt like a viable stable with Mandy Rose and them. Now, this Fatal Influence thing, they needed a new rebrand, even though I will say Fallon is giving gorgeous. I still feel like it doesn't... they're supposed to be the mean girls, and I'm like, it's just not... it's landing flat for me, which makes sense for why they attacked Blake Monroe. However, if this is Blake's opportunity to get that belt, then, you know... whoops. Like, I don't hate that. If Blake ends up facing
but we already know that's not gonna happen.
Jada.
Oh, Jada.
Jada. Right, remember, not Jada, I'm sorry, JC, since everybody else is doing that number one contender situation.
That's the only time that they were that was gonna be their number one contender. So she can't just come in and try to get a match.
No, but she already attacked her. So who's to say that she won't convince Ava that this is her moment?
That's true.
She could convince her that's moment. But I wanted to say the other thing I mentioned is I love the way that the women have these individual matches like this that showcases each of them. And there were 1, 2, 3, 4 matches with women. plus the segment with Blake, plus Sol Ruka in the back talking with Zario and them. And is that the first time we saw the Speed Championship anywhere other than on X? Because I was like, homegirls walking around with 2 titles. And I don't remember Ricochet or anyone else showing their second title on TV. So I have questions. Somebody make it make sense to me. Can we do that? Then 2 more things I want to mention and we can get out of here. Tony D'Angelo and the story. End it already. End it. End it already. This is the longest breakup of this faction I have ever seen. We're starting to bear on this bloodline situation, and I expect better of NXT. Like, your consigliere, make up your mind whether you trust him or not. He hit you this week. It is speed it up so we can get into some good stuff. When is homegirl gonna come back? Riz, when's she gonna come back? Like, come on, just speed that up. And then why is there still a Chase U? I thought it was gone, and yet Andre Chase is still giving classes. So someone please explain that to me. That's my last closing remarks on that. Somebody, anybody, make it make sense. Just saying. So with that, I was just saying it was a crazy week in wrestling, and I'm excited for what's coming. I'm excited to see what's next for NXT. I'm excited to see what's next for SmackDown and Raw. I don't care about seeing Goldberg, but I'm hoping that there's other stuff around the corner that I'm going to be equally jazzed about. This is my opportunity to remind you that this is your time to hit that bell and subscribe. This is a great week chatting, but we want you to continue to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Visit us at our website at maineventmamaspodcast.com. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, X Threads. I might be missing something, but I mean,
Facebook?
it's Facebook. There you go. Facebook. To keep up with our latest stuff. As a reminder, not all content is on every channel, so you're going to have to try to figure out where you can find the best content that fits your needs. We mix it up quickly and often. So where can they hear us?
They can hear us at Pocket Podcasts. I did it first because I was going to forget it. Anyway, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Amazon Audible.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Great job.
But I don't know why
Great
you
job.
just want to listen to us. You can see our faces. But you know what?
That's
if you're
right.
driving, I would suggest you listen versus watching our face.
100%. Even though I will tell you, Spotify, you can still play the video podcast and they'll just play the audio for you. No worries. They still do it for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But I just want to say, we're not new to this.
We are true to this. And this is Main Event Mamas. Woo, woo.